countries are so far apart, they're so close together because there's some way, shape or form, food has brought people together and countries together, and it's amazing.
We joked at the dinner last night that when we first met Matt, we thought that he had the best job in the world, or for me particularly, enjoy food on a different level. And India's a big country, it's fascinated me from my first visit.
What do you have to say about the growing popularity of cooking shows and promoting the local cuisine?
When it started, the best Indian chefs were outside of India. Atul Kuchar, Vineet Bhatia, Ranveer Bhatt, they were all cooking outside. Now the best Indian chefs in the world are cooking here. But more importantly, those chefs are very proudly promoting the cuisine, the flavours and the unique ingredients of their area.
Today I'm with guests who need no introduction. Gary, Matt and George, the three world-renowned celebrity chefs who've changed the way we look at food thanks to MasterChef Australia. Their culinary excellence and their commitment to food takes them around the world, and Chandigarh just got lucky. So I would first want to ask you, traveling and taking food all over, where did this idea come from?
My answer is that we've been in the hospitality business for many years. I mean, George and I obviously directly, and dinners are not new. Events are not new. Chefs travelling around and showing off their skills in cuisine is not new. So it's more about opportunity. So I forged a relationship with Connaught during lockdown. It's grown. Yeah. I've probably done about 12 or 15 different events around India with Connaught already, and Matt and George, we asked Matt and George whether they'd like to come back to India and jump on board, which they did last year, which was our first event together in India. Okay. Yeah, so we did 3 cities, 6 dinners, 3 masterclasses, and here we are again, round 2. So our fans want to see it, so it's a fabulous experience. It gives us an opportunity to connect with them, to show off our food, and learn something new and enjoy travel.
So I ran the Melbourne Food and Wine Festival for 6 years, bringing top chefs to Melbourne, so this is very familiar. I think what makes this experience unique, and we've done dinners in the UK, in Malaysia, all over the place, is that the investment that Connaught put in terms of delivering, we each bring a chef, and then Connaught bring these young Indian chefs. These dinners unique is Connaught bring together a young team of young Indian chefs to work with us. So we have this group of 6 or 7 young chefs who travel to every dinner with us. So we really have our own kitchen battalion. It makes it much easier doing a dinner than just dropping in Gary and his sous chef into a hotel somewhere. We actually arrive with the 3 of us, our 3 sous chefs, 9 of them. So pretty much 6 of them, 9 of them. So pretty much we can deal with pretty much everything.
All right, but in this process, getting the ingredients, because considering yours are not ordinary dishes, you would need some ingredients that are not so easy to source. So how do you manage that?
We're very lucky. Gary's been here 100 times, so he's our sort of reference point when it comes to, Gary, I want to do grain salad, and he knows what I want to do. Great, George, last year it was the year of the millet, so we had some fantastic millets that we used in the grain salad. Yeah. But on top of that, a bit like this year, we've brought a lot of ingredients from Australia. So you would have seen last night, truffles from close to where we live, caviar from Yarra Valley, beautiful quandons, bush tomatoes. We brought Vegemite. It's that sort of lovely knowing that we've got someone like Gary who's connected with a lot of the top chefs here. We got incredible burrata for Matt's course that's made in Mumbai at a fromagerie there, which is fabulous. So it's lovely knowing we've got that. Where if you threw us right now in, I don't know, give me a country, we'd struggle.
Mongolia,
Iceland, Poland, we'd struggle because we aren't connected. We're here, we're very lucky. This is like our second home. It really is.
All of us love travelling. I mean, it's, we joked at the dinner last night that when we first met Matt, we thought that he had the best job in the world. He was a journalist, he's a food writer, a travel writer, and we thought, what the hell are we doing? We've been chefs and stuck in a kitchen for all those years and running our own restaurants. So now we're lucky enough to enjoy food, or for me particularly, enjoy food on a different level. I'm not ostracised in my own kitchen. I'm not trying to forge a career, developing a style or a standard. I'm enjoying my life. I love Southeast Asia particularly, so Vietnam, Japan, Thailand. I've been lucky enough to go to Laos, to Korea. I've been to India probably more than all of those countries put together. So, and India's a big country, and it's fascinated me from my first visit. So yeah, I feel it's very familiar, and yet it's always exciting to come because there's something new to learn.
When we talk of India, what do you have to say about the growing popularity of cooking shows and promoting the local cuisine?
I think it's absolutely crucial. I think when I first came to India, actually not when I first came to India, because I don't know if there were chefs there. Everything was in the hotels when I first came. But in the time that we've been coming, the sort of 15, 16 years we've been coming, when it started, the best Indian chefs were outside of India. Atul Kuchar, Vineet Bhatia, Ranveer Bhatt. They were all cooking outside.
Yeah.
Gagan Anand, Gary Mehigan. Largely they were cooking outside India. Now the best Indian chefs in the world are cooking here. And when we can give you a long list of, Avnish Martins all the way through. So that's a major change. But more importantly, those chefs are very proudly promoting the cuisine, the flavours and the unique ingredients of their area. And that's something that René Redzepi has done in Copenhagen. It's something a lot of Australian chefs do where they are. We want to show you something that's uniquely of where we're from, which is why those ingredients of the dinner are here and they're uniquely Australian. But also when we eat out, and Gary's a huge fan of Na, just up the hill from here. You're going to get an experience there you can't get anywhere else in the world because of those ingredients and because of the ethos.
This one is for all of you. Tell us about your favorite Indian ingredient and, which is the one that you might consider including in your menu.
Look, I always like, wherever I travel, doesn't matter where it is, I always like to keep my eyes open and, listen and learn and take something that I can translate back at home in my style, but also for the Australian palate. So, and also to go, what the hell? So, you've taken a pani puri and you put a Greek salad in it. That's random, but it's delicious. Why can't you do it? So for me, that's really exciting. That's the bit I just go, oh yeah, I like that. Or I like what that chef's doing. That's so super cool. That's lovely. He's made a basket, a kataifi pastry. You guys use in your cuisine. I use in my cuisine. But and that's how as much as. Countries are so far apart, they're so close together because there's some way, shape or form, food has brought people together and countries together and, it's amazing.
But you didn't name an ingredient. So it could be any, whichever blends with...
I reckon you're taking, because of the Pol Dubba we all went to, I think he's putting chicken livers back on the menu.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Punjabi, isn't it?
Yeah.
Use of offals and things like that.
Yeah.
I know you're going to do it.
I love that.
Because he had chicken livers on toast.
Oh.
So, I think that's coming. What spice do you love most? What do you use most often? Is this something as simple as black pepper? Or?
What I do love here is when you smell a spice here, you smell it. It's a lot fresher. It's beautiful. The cinnamon, the star anise, the cardamom. It's vibrant. The clove. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Look, on this trip, we've eaten a lot. I mean, we talked about it, I think, the other night. Marag, I had on my last visit to Hyderabad, which was, I think, back in February, but it was just a mutton soup. It was pretty dull. Obviously wasn't in a great restaurant. And then we went to Shadab in Hyderabad, and we had a marag that I didn't recognise. It was full of, mutton. It was, as we just said, vibrant. It was colourful. It was fresh. It was just an absolutely delicious, chunky soup, and I just thought, I'm making that when I get back home. I looked up a recipe as soon as we got back to the hotel. Okay. I was excited about it, and we had an average mandi, which is Afghan or Arabic dish, much like biryani, but with the meats marinated and grilled and put on top of the rice. Okay. I was pretty disappointed actually, so I think I'm going to go back and have a go at cooking mandi for Mandy, who's my wife.
Wow.
Gary sent me a message, sent me the recipe from Marag, so I'll cook that. I've got a recipe from Mandy from Abu Dhabi that is amazing and delicious, but I think probably dates back. For me, in previous trips, it's been kasuri methi. I think it's the most amazing flavouring herb, dried, unbelievable, works really well in Australian cuisine as well as with Indian cuisine. This trip, it's been rava, it's been semolina, it's been rava dosa. That idea of being able, I've always been put off the whole 24-hour, 48-hour fermentation process of dosa.
Yeah.
The idea that rava dosa I can get into the pan within half an hour. And how it holds and how it forms and how crispy it is. And we love crispy.
Yeah.
That's, I think, the other thing I'm going to take home.
Wow. Gary, I want to ask this to you. Your Indian connection is so strong. You've done a show, a Nat Geo show around Indian festivals. What was your experience like? What has stayed with you?
At the beginning of the year, we were up in Anandpur Sahib filming Holla Mohalla, which is a big Sikh festival.
Yeah.
And it was just, for every festival I film, it's much the same. It's very different. It's a very different part of the country. It's a different type of devotion and religion. I mean, the Sikhs celebrate, their gurus and Guru Gobind Singh, for example. I learn, what I'm learning and what I find beguiling and enchanting and wonderful is the community. It's how people celebrate the joy of life, however they do that, whatever God they worship, whatever region they're in, whatever people, whatever language. There's this commonality that's essentially human, that's joyful and expressive and wonderful. And I think that's something that I've really kind of immersed myself in through these travels. So, I filmed Holi and, Onam in Kerala, Hemis up in the Himalayas, and all of them have that common kind of rhythm. And, the Punjabi or the Sikh festival, what I found wonderful is the idea in Sikhism of seva, which is service. It's service to mankind. And that expresses itself in many, many different ways. But simply during that festival is that no one pays for food. The hotels don't serve any food because people just go out on the streets, they go to langars, they sit down, it could be 3,000 people or 300 people or 30 people, and they just eat for free.
Yeah.
And part of that is that we'll go and eat, we might wash up, we might peel vegetables, we might simply hold people's shoes and give them a token. Yeah. And that idea of service or community, when you come from a country like Australia that's very Anglo-Saxon, and we've got our front fence and our front gate, and people don't tend to come through unless they ring the doorbell, and you can still look out the window and go, no, I don't want to speak to that person. It's a really what's the word? It's heartwarming.
George, you were Gary's apprentice, and from there becoming a co-judge with them in MasterChef Australia, and then now traveling with all of them. What's been the journey and the learning for you?
Yeah, I mean, we've got so many incredible memories. My apprenticeship was an incredible apprenticeship. I'm very grateful for it. It was hard. It was intense.
Yeah.
It was chaotic, but I wouldn't change it for the world. And Gary's played a big part in my life, and as has Matt. We've all shared incredible memories together. And you remind yourself. I'm now 45. I started when I was 18.
Wow.
And it's been wonderful, and I'm excited about the next 45 years because it's only half time.
And the trio is going to stay strong.
I'm his apprentice now.
Oh my God! Yeah. And Matt, my question for you is that the way you connect history with everything, and I remember Gary saying that you have an elephant's memory.
I do, yes.
I mean, wherever they go, you do your research beforehand, and you don't need a guide. You know everything. You'd be a better guide than.
Oh, no, I love a guide because I only have the information. So I've listened to the guide and remember it. I just pay attention. That's all I do. But I love the whole idea when you travel. And in the last month I've been to, so last week I was in Mozambique. The week before that I was in Indonesia doing different things, strangely related to food. And that's been an unbelievable experience. So I'm just a sponge. All I am is a sponge and a conduit. You just squeeze me and out drips really boring information.
What is it that you're going to take from here, from Chandigarh? Yeah.
Chandigarh, hello. Sorry, why is this not one of the great tourist destinations of the world for Le Corbusier? People will travel to, I'm going to Bologna next month just to go and eat in one restaurant and look at one building, which is a Corbusier building. And here you have so many. So that's number one. Number two is I did not realize this city could be so beautiful. I mean, they call it the beautiful city for a reason. The parks, the sporting fields, the clear roads, the clear air, the amount of green. Everywhere you look is green. We went for a walk in the Rose Garden this morning, and it was like it was airy and relaxing. This is a very zen place. So this is this is the great thing about doing these dinners is when we go to a city like this.
Yeah.
When we go to a city like this, we get to find a new place. Normally you'd go to Mumbai and Delhi. That's where we go. That's what we do. Maybe Bengaluru. But here we come here and we go, wow. But I'd like to come back and play golf, and I would like to come back and watch some cricket, please.
And we hope when you come back, I'll get to interact with you again.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. And thank you for zeroing in on Chandigarh, because mostly these, events happen in the metros, and a lot of times we get left out. But this was a really great experience.
Thank you so much.